That then brings us to our council reports. Councilman Howard.
Well, thank y'all for coming out here tonight, hanging with us. Thank y'all for what you all did for Amy, those that are still here doing that, and those that are still thinking about her and praying for the whole family. I know that family is, you know, I've said this a time or two. I think the Copeland family was the Copeland family you saw tonight and have seen in the news as they were before this tragic incident. And I think that's an inspiration. Just speaking for me, they're an inspiration to me. So if I get a little cloudy when I talk about it, y'all just bear with me. The Verizon wireless store that I mentioned earlier at 124 in Ronald Reagan is open for business. They're ready to go. Everything's at a nice little open house there the other day, and was well received. One thing I want to mention to you about what's going on with our weather. Be careful with brush fires. Be careful with anything. If you're cooking outside, it's easy to get carried away with grills and doing all that kind of stuff. Be awfully careful. There was a fire across the street from my house today, and when it gets close to home, it gets your attention. So everybody just be very, very careful out there with what you're doing. Something we started a couple of weekends ago at the farmers market. If you attend, we have a little tent set up for coffee with council. I've actually seen a couple of you stop by there. It's just a very informal setting from 8 to noon. Members of council not always are there at all different times, but we're usually all there during the market. So we want to encourage you to stop by and see us there. We'll even spring for a cup of coffee, or in today's heat, more of the cold drink thing. As I mentioned earlier, that there's so many good things in our city, so many good things, and we want to continue to celebrate those. And so just help us celebrate them. And thank y'all for coming out, and drive safe going home.
Mayor Pro Tem Witz.
Couple things. First of all, I don't want anyone to get the impression that we are giving up Oak Grove Park. We're giving up Oak Grove Park for a fence. We're not doing that. Oak Grove Park, those funds will not be used for Oak Grove Park this year. We have not gotten information or permission from the county to put sidewalks in. That right now, if we built that park, you wouldn't be able to get to it unless you want to take your life in your own hands and get across Oak Road. So don't let the positive of the Oak Grove or the fence going on the garden to support our volunteers turn into a negative that, well, Mayor Pro Tem said he's taking, he's not going to do Oak Grove Park. When time comes to do Oak Grove Park will get done. We're just going to, money that's sitting there, use that for this fence. It'll be replaced. We haven't stopped getting money from the 2009 SPLOST. That doesn't stop until the end of 2013. So don't go away with that. And one other thing is, I don't agree with what the mayor said earlier about next year. I got to be honest. I do believe in Snellville. I believe in the community of Snellville. I believe in the 14,000 to 18,000 people that were on our green last Wednesday for 4th of July. I believe the feeling of community that I feel when I'm on the green on Saturday mornings and talking to the people of Snellville. I believe in the increase that we have had in our surveys of the citizens of Snellville and how they feel about what's happening in the city and what's happened over the last 2 years. So I'm not pessimistic about it at all. Snellville is on its way back. It's going to get better and better and better. I believed it in 2009. I was told it wouldn't happen. I believed in 2010. It got better. I was told it wasn't going to happen. 2011, and now again in 2012. 2013, you all come on back, and let's see where we're at. I see big things for Snellville, and I see a bunch of hardworking people to make sure that that happens.
Councilman Emanuel.
Amy Copeland weekend. Couple of long days, raised a lot of money. We have an excellent group of volunteers in this city. We brought in some new volunteers, and I think it just shows the real sense of community that lives here. And I don't think that's going to be the last event of that type that we're going to put on, and I think we just have volunteers just waiting to help our citizens, and they'll be back. 4th of July, we also had our collection buckets out, and we collected quite a bit more money. Coffee with Council, we collected money. People just walked up, put some money in, and didn't make a big deal out of it. They just want to help. It's one of our own. T-Splost is something you need to consider regardless of how you feel about it. Early voting has started, so you can vote now. Election day is July 31st, so regardless of how you feel, I encourage you to get out there and cast your ballot. I'd like to welcome the chief back, complete with a scooter. And I know he's in a lot of pain, and I really appreciate him being here. It's been a tough road back, and he's wheeling along fine. I think you're also going to see something you're going to like. Your county taxes should drop as well. Part of that SDS settlement removed some of the charges. It's not only a payback of previous charges, but it's a reduction of future charges. So you're going to get a double whammy on your taxes, only it's going to be in the right direction. And I'd like to thank everybody for their participation and look forward to seeing you again.
Councilwoman Cross? Okay. Councilman Savoy?
Mayor, I have probably about 2.5 minutes, if you don't mind. I know the Copeland's probably outside, or Mr. Copeland's outside, maybe giving interviews, but I wanted to share with him and the folks in the audience, as a father with college-age children like him, I do truly feel the responsibility of still taking care of our children. Although that they tell you that they're 18 and they're really smarter than you are, but boy, I tell you, they will still come home. My hat's off to this man. I know he's dedicated his time, his efforts, his values. Family first comes in my opinion. If you ask me what my values are, and you'll know, would be my Jesus Christ, my family, my church, in that order. And I think this man's got it just right. My hat's off to him, and I wish Amy speedy recovery from the bottom of my heart, and thank him for being here tonight. Another remark, I'm really grateful for Mayor Couch for her leadership in working with the staff, the city attorney, and the council to streamline the 2013 fiscal budget that we just passed tonight. The June 29th meeting, in my opinion, was really never about taxes, lowering taxes in any way. I think it had a lot more of political theater behind it, and it's just because of the time that these things came about. But tonight, I do appreciate the fact that council all together, I think this is a collaborative work. The budget has been passed, and it's overdue, and I do appreciate the overall consensus and overall work together to get the budget 2013 behind us. On June 14th, we had Flag Day in the city here. It was the first Flag Day. We had a flag that was given to us from Congressman Rob Woodall, flown over the Capitol, and it was a great event, a successful. I thanked everybody during that event about their hard work in making it a successful event. However, I left one person out of the list of thanking him, and I really want to do it tonight. I could have done it in the hallway, but I want to do it from the dais back here. I'd like to thank Mr. Kurt Schultz for his absolute hard work. I mean, the guy offered his audio system and came over, set it up. It was a long effort, and Councilman and Chuck, our audio engineer, I believe. So long that he promises not to be able to take the microphone and sing for us, I think we'll be just fine. So Councilman Schultz, thank you so much, and Chuck, appreciate all the work that you've done, and I'm sorry I neglected to mention your efforts that day on June 14th. The last that I have, during our GMA conference, there was a lot of things that we learned, and I'd like to share with you this. I probably won't read the entire page, but I have copies sitting of it right here. They encouraged us to they encouraged us to share this information. There's something called Home Safe Georgia. The HomeSafeGeorgia.com program is really meant to help people that are in financial need to refinance. So if you meet some of the following, I'm going to read a couple of them. If you meet some of the following bullets right here, you can certainly qualify for a great program. If you're unemployed, if you own your property and it is your primary residence, you are legal residents, your monthly mortgage payment is greater than 25% of your monthly household income, you were current on your mortgage prior to the event where you lost your income, and the list goes on. And if you don't have a tax lien, etc., if you meet these criterias, the HomeSafeGeorgia.com will be there for you to help you with this. In fact, they will forgive the loan they can give you. So please help yourself to the document sitting up here with all the information on it, and I think that'll be a great asset for the ones that you know that might need that assistance. It's available, and we can utilize it. Let's do it. And the paper's sitting right in front of me. That's all for me tonight. Have a good night.
Thank you, Councilman Sabat. Councilwoman Kraus?
Yes, good evening. Just a few minutes ago, Code Red Emergency Management System just sent out a warning. It was issued as a severe thunderstorm headed in this area with high wind and rain. And I heard some of the phones going off in here, so I know some people have signed up. I can't encourage you all enough to please sign up for this system. If you would please go to the website and sign up for Code Red. Also, I encourage you to sign up for Nixle, and I encourage you to get a weather radio. These 3 items will protect you. Also, in Savannah, I attended an emergency management class on disasters, in preparation for disasters. Along with myself, I have asked Councilman Sabah, the chief, Lieutenant McKinney, who is the liaison with Gwinnett County on disaster, to get a committee together and work on a plan for the city of Snellville and for its citizens so that we are up to date and on top of a complete disaster plan for this city, for the government buildings, for the highways, for the residents and their buildings. We have to have this. This is a necessity for all of us. And I pledge to you this evening that I will work on this. If it takes me 18 to 24 months to do it, I will do it, and I will keep you all posted. Again, please, please sign up for Code Red. Thank you, and have a safe trip home.
Thank you, Councilwoman Kraus. Now for the mayor's report.